LoreWarrior Online, WTC-4M Watchman. Overview. When the clan invasion struck, Prince Hansa Davian pulled frontline troops from throughout the Federated Commonwealth and placed them in front of the oncoming juggernaut in hopes of slowing the invaders' inexorable advance. Unfortunately, this left many border regions short-changed, including the Draconis March, whose leader, Duke Sandoval, demanded recompense. Unable and unwilling to return frontline units, Prince Hansa quieted the Duke in part by sharing the design and production costs of the Watchman. Capabilities. To reduce costs, AFFC Department of the Quartermaster specifications required that the Watchman be based on a current model. Designers quickly chose the Enforcer as the basis for this new battle mech, deciding in the process to use the huge available stores of older parts in its design. The Watchman's designers dropped the Enforcer's autocannon, placing in its stead a pair of Chiscomp 39 medium lasers, found predominantly on early dervishes. The two Sperry Browning machine guns were added later when the AFFC appended anti-infantry weapons to the specifications. The cockpit controls were simplified to facilitate instruction of inexperienced mech warriors. The designers also replaced the Enforcer's armor, substituting Starshield A armor with case, and swapped in new jump jets to give the mech a jump capacity of 150 meters. All these changes brought the Watchman to a lean 40 tons, making the mech's price even more attractive. Deployment. The Watchman, regarded as a cheap and basic mech, languished for years, seeing service almost exclusively within the Draconis March. It took the start of the Fedcom Civil War and Duke Sandoval's assault into the Draconis Combine to prove the Watchman's ruggedness. The mech made a name for itself in Proserpina in 3062 and 3063 as a rugged and extremely forgiving battle mech, especially for the trainees of the Robinson Battle Academy. Even on a modern battlefield filled with lost tech, the decidedly low-tech Watchman could still deal significant damage. After battle, it was easier to repair and could be put back on the line faster, especially once its mech warriors learned to stop carrying a full ammo load, though even then, rebuilding a torso destroyed by an ammunition explosion was easier than if the designer had used more advanced technologies such as endo steel and an XL fusion engine. When reports of its performance circulated, demand for the mech increased beyond production capacity. Duke Sandoval carefully doled out the production runs, giving up the mechs only in exchange for political or logistical support in his campaign against his people's ancient enemy. By the end of the war, this mech had found its way into almost every unit that fought in the Federated Suns, as well as a number of Combine regiments. Variants. The Fedcom Civil War brought the Watchman new popularity, but quickly demonstrated that it was undergunned compared to many other mechs it faced on the field. Robinson Standard Battleworks engineers modified the weapons load by replacing the large laser and machine guns with a Magna Hellstar PPC and another medium laser. They further boosted combat effectiveness by refitting the heat exchange system with double heat sinks and mounting Star Guard ferrofibrous armor. Notable mech warriors. Major Seri Tot. A second-year cadet in the Robinson Battle Academy, when a Combine assault struck Robinson in 3062, Tot snuck aboard the Academy dropship before it left world in December. When discovered, she was placed under house arrest, but as casualties took their toll on the first Robinson's Rangers, she was given the Watchman of a fallen comrade to pilot. Naming it the Vengeful Lucifer, she made a real name for herself by leading charges directly into the face of Combine counterattacks. She quickly won a battlefield commission and, as casualties among the 1st Rangers mounted, rose in rank until she ultimately ended up in the 2nd Rangers as a battalion commander during the final push on New Avalon. Mech warrior Pyotr Vukovich. Mech warrior Vukovich has spent almost as much time in the brig as out of it during his 20-year career in the Free Worlds League's militia. Only his undeniable skills in a battle mech have kept him from discharge or permanent incarceration. That, and the fact that his uncle is a prominent Minister of Parliament. He captured his Watchman on Wasat in 3057 from a 2nd Republican lieutenant whom he physically beat into unconsciousness, much the same way he treats his own lieutenant in the 13th Marek Militia. Now, much improved artwork for the original Watchman, because trust me, the original art is friggin' horrible. This Plog art is much better. I also like the fact that it's got the markings as a training unit on there. And yeah, it takes a long time for the TRO to actually mention what the hell they replace the AC with, because it seems to suggest that they drop the AC and just put 2 medium lasers in, and an AC-10 on an Enforcer weighs more than 2 medium lasers. No, they slap in a large laser, or in this case, the Chiscomp 43 Special Large Laser. So it's basically 1 large, 2 mediums, and a pair of machine guns. Pretty straightforward, no-nonsense design. It can walk 5, run 8, jump 5, has 12 standard heat sinks, which is not enough, really, to handle the heat produced just by the large laser alone, but I suppose it's enough for a cheap mech, so it makes sense. You're not going to whack in a load of extra heat sinks or any lost tech. That's a key thing about this, actually. It's one of the few mechs that doesn't feature any of the new tech that was developed around about this period. No pulsing weaponry, no... I mean, outside of case, I guess, is probably the only thing it's got that's more modern, so to speak. But yeah, it's just a straightforward all-rounder. Good God, my throat is really fucked. I will finish these, though. I will finish this batch of Lore Warriors that people need to know. They need to hear. So, yeah, 3 jump jets, or as it says, jump jets, jump jets, jump jet. Because it's, I'm assuming it has 5 in total there. Which makes sense for the jump distance, yeah, 5. Let's see, armor is, yeah, about the same. 16 CT and all that. In fact, I think it virtually mirrors, in some places, the Daimyo, so... yeah, not too bad. Another 40-tonner. Insphere needs more 40-tonners. There just needs to be more 40-tonners in general, across the board. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening, everyone. Hope you have a good week, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.